So you want to learn how to play Gilgamesh. Well, you came to the right place, because I'm going to teach you what Gilgamesh's abilities do, how to level Gilgamesh's abilities, and give you a build. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Gilgamesh's passive. His passive is called Epic of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is given task, and he's get a task at level 5 and a task at level 10. The first task is to go to a certain point on the map. Once you get there, you get a tier 1 item, or if you have all your items already, you get 500 gold. The second one is to kill half the amount of the team. So on Joust, you have to get a double kill. On Conquest, you have to get a triple kill. So any game modes, half of whatever you're fighting. And you get another tier 1 item and or 500 gold. So let's move on to Gilgamesh's 1. Gilgamesh's 1 has 2 parts, so let's talk about it. The first part is an AoE slow, which is fairly simple. That could be upgraded up to a 25% slow and does a decent little chunk of damage. Nothing crazy. Now this is where the crazy part comes in. After that, you get a stim, so that just means you do bonus damage with each basic attack based off your maximum HP. So it takes your maximum HP and takes 2.5% of your max HP and then puts it as damage. So that's bonus damage. Now, if that wasn't crazy enough, after you do that, each time you hit a basic attack on an enemy, that buff increases for 0.8 seconds, going up to 6 times, which is double the amount of the actual buff if I just popped it and didn't hit anything. You get the buff for, what, 3 seconds? And you can max this thing up to 6 seconds long with increased bonus damage. It's kind of nuts. Gilgamesh's 2 is really simple. It's a kick. Once you kick them into the wall, they're stunned. But the cool thing is, you could kick them into other enemy gods. It does extra damage, and on top of that, it stuns for 1.2 seconds. If the bot didn't have to walk back, they would be stunned for 1.2 seconds long. You could also kick minions and or jungle buffs, any mob that is not yours, into an enemy god. It does less damage, but it still does stun. It's a really simple but extremely annoying ability to play against. Gilgamesh's 3 is a jump. Really big aura. Effect left behind, as you can see. This increases your movement speed by 25% and gives you 10% lifesteal. Why? I have no clue. But now you're faster in the circle and have lifesteal. There is a lot to unpack with Gilgamesh's ult. The first part is it's a cage. Now if they get hit with the ability and they get hit with it, well, they get slowed for 2 seconds for 20%. When this ends, they get a little bit of extra damage dealt to them and they're rooted and slowed. Why? Why not? Now, Gilgamesh's ult, if you escape it, it slows you for 40%, which is massive. You're not even moving at all, almost. You're very slow. Now, if you take damage in Gilgamesh's cage, well, you can't get out. I'll kick him out of it, and it's kind of like a wall. You could also use your kick, so the best thing to do is the ult jump. And they're just stuck in the cage with you. They take extra damage. This is a good way to corral an enemy team into a killing box, basically, for your entire team to just murk them. Let's talk about relics. I always get Shell and Blink. That's my thing. Shell's really good for healing your teammates. It's better than Meditation Cloak because it's instant HP. The only thing that Meditation Cloak has over Shell is it gives you mana and permanent HP, but this is a instant boost and can allow you to win a fight that you would lose otherwise. Blink, great for getting in on those surprise kicks on the enemies. Sundering Spear's not a bad option, and Frenzy are not a bad option. Horrific Emblems, cool. Heavenly Wings is a good option. It doesn't matter, really. It's just whatever's better for your playstyle. So let's move on to leveling Gilgamesh's abilities. When playing Gilgamesh, you want to get first all of Gilgamesh's abilities. But after you've done that, you want to max his 2, his 1, put any points you can into your ult, and then lastly, level your 3. Once that's done, you got all your abilities upgraded, and we'll move on to building. Before we get into the build, feel free to change it up, but here it is. I like to start with War Flag, but Mannequin Scepter is really good as well if you want to get that extra damage. So War Flag basically just increases your movement speed when anything dies around you. It also increases your attack speed and your allies' attack speed for 8 seconds when it's fully stacked. Now, the next thing I like to buy is Berserker Shield. Yes, it's been nerfed. It's still strong. It gives you 20 physical power, 40 physical protection, 25% attack speed, and some HP 5. It's a pretty good item. Shogun is the next thing I grab. Shogun gives your allies, including you, increased attack speed by 30%. So that's huge. The next thing I like to buy is stone cutting. Stone cutting gives you a little bit of extra damage, but the passive is what we're after. So each basic attack decreases the enemy's physical protection by 7 and increases your physical protection by 5, stacking up to 2 times for 3 seconds. Moving on, Talisman of Energy. Talisman of Energy gives you 300 health and pretty decent magical protections. Now, it's basically Warflag's passive. Anytime there's a kill and assist on minions or enemy gods, you get energy stack. These energy stacks give you 2% movement speed, 2% attack speed, and 10 MP5 per stack. And that can last up to 10 seconds, 6 times, and stacks to your allies. Now, this is where your choice comes into the build more. You could go Frostbound Hammer, and so it gives you extra bulk, giving you 250 extra health, on top of giving you a little bit of extra physical power. Each basic you do reduces the enemy's movement speed by 25%, and it lowers ranged basic attacks by 15%, and on top of that, it lowers short range melee attacks by 20%, their attack speed, for 1.25 seconds. Next, you could go into Void Shield if you really don't want Frostbound. You could go into Serrated Edge, really good item. Golden Blade if you want better lane clear. I mean, it's alright, but anything basic attack oriented, so like, if you really want to go crazy, you could get Atlantis Bow. Anything attack speed related really works on this character. Alright guys, it is the end of the video. If you guys like this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. See you around.